All right. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna share my screen and pull up the original before the edits, if I can find it. One second. Sorry, 1 second. It's a day. Okay. There we go. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, there they all are. Okay, let's get started then. So the first message was from Kendra, sorry. I actually had a question about this one because I wasn't quite sure what she meant. Does she mean like the message within the like paragraph, not even a paragraph, or like literally what a message is?
Yeah.
That, okay.
So like being overly descriptive about, sorry, those are my dogs. They think if we're on a Zoom call that everybody's talking to them.
Yep.
Like just what the overall message of this document is supposed to convey.
Okay, got it.
So either like a disclaimer or just some little more like clarification.
Okay, perfect. Okay. All right. Next.
And then Alex is me. It's just
Got it.
not a different person.
Got it. Okay. Okay, so explain the differences between like supportive and deconstructive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So like you mean like supportive message, like the messages where inadvertently giving supportive.
Yeah, so like what's your definition of like a supportive message versus a deconstructive message, and then give examples. Kind of like if we would do like the definition of an SIV or something, you would give the definition, then examples and non-examples and that kind of thing.
Okay, sounds great.
I was gonna say that ties directly into like, I feel like Allie's and I's were combined together of like that's what like I was saying too, is like, because my comments next about adding example, like maybe if you just have like basically the definition of what that looks like, and maybe like, and it could be a small example, doesn't have to be too anything, but could just be something little to like what's a supportive phrase and what's a deconstructive phrase.
Oh, okay. I
just to provide like a little background on like how that might look. I especially think that like I was just thinking of it from a perspective of like being like a supervisee, like just being aware of like what to look for. So
right. So like a quick little like supportive example would be something like, hey, you did a great job. Like obviously written in a more professional manner, but yeah. Okay. Okay, sounds good.
And putting something in there like even the tone of voice says like you did a good job versus oh my gosh, you did a great job. Like
yeah, it's kind of like how we're taught like how to give reinforcement to our clients and children. You want to make sure if it's a behavior that we want them to continue doing, like, oh my goodness, think you did so fantastic kind of thing. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Just being overly descriptive, essentially.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. All right. So next, I need to see where that's coming from.
So this one's just like a more of a follow through type thing. I mean, it's self-explanatory, but just going a little bit farther, like, so they're failing, now what? Like, what are the repercussions of that?
Got it. Okay. All right. And I'll be sure to send this video feedback to the other group members. so they can
Perfect.
get an idea before we submit everything. All right, I have to click it or else I don't know what's referring to what.
That helps us too, so that's perfect.
Yeah.
I just really liked like the way you incorporated this like support for your paragraph. I thought it was just really done well, and I just loved how you brought it up first to kind of signify its importance by putting it right at the front.
Right.
And I just like also the point you brought up is to praise the behaviors done correctly. It's very behavior analytic of us, and so I just really liked that.
I feel like it reminds me of, have you guys ever heard of like I forget what they call it, but like the positive reinforcement sandwich? You give like a positive feedback, the criticism, and then another positive note to end with.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to say that, but in like a more BCBA writing kind of way. That's my dog playing with his toy.
Well, I like it. I think that was perfect. So that was my little praise, positive reinforcement right there.
Perfect. Yes, thank you. All right, so that's just a quick, yeah. Oh yeah, that makes sense. All right, so this. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if that made sense. Like, it doesn't even have to be phrased this exact way.
Right.
But it just.
No, but I get what you're saying. I feel like you guys have not gotten to see like a lot of my good work because I've just been out of it this entire semester. Last semester, I don't know, senioritis, surgery, all types of things. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. It's definitely could be phrased in a more coherent and clear manner.
Like, nothing you guys wrote was like bad at all.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It was all so good.
Oh no, we literally, you should, we were in the group and we were commenting. I don't remember, Allie, if it was you or somebody was like, so like, I don't think it's going to take us very long to edit this because they did a really good job. So.
No, I was worried. I was like, there's not really much we can edit.
Yes, that was it. We were like, what can we do? So I feel like sometimes too, we're just like going really into the nitty gritty just because you guys did do such a good job with it. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like at this point, we feel the same about your group. I feel at this point, we're all graduate students. You know, we kind of are finally getting the vibe of what is expected. So it really does come down to like the nitty gritty stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Providing school allows super. Yeah. Yeah, like a lot of this I feel like is kind of just like clarification.
Yeah, just rearranging it just to make it more clear.
Oh, and I also loved this suggestion, a total overall score. I didn't think about that, but I think that's a great way to kind of also keep in like an average track of from quarter to quarter to see how you've improved, how you've maybe haven't. So yeah, I loved that suggestion. Let's see. Oh, so this is oh, go ahead.
I was actually going to say for this one, this is one where I actually don't know if I think that this could be like a one up for discussion because I know personally I got feedback in my own like in the individual assignment where it was like I didn't change it to all positive affirmative statements, and the professor gave me a comment that you could consider changing it to all positive statements. So I think it like could be either way. It just depends. This is a much more positive way of framing it, I think, which can be good. So I don't know. That was just like my little tidbit as I was reading the comment. I was like, well, I got feedback that I didn't change my individual assignment to have just positive like affirmative statements. So I don't know what you guys think, but I think that could be a point up for discussion and doesn't need to be changed.
Yeah, I kind of like the affirmative because it tells them what they're looking for.
And that's what, like in the previous assignment, I actually changed all mine to affirmative because one, I think depending on the relationship between supervisor and supervisees, I think framing it in a more positive mindset creates a better morale. And two, I feel like it going with one or the other gives a more clear idea of exactly what you're expecting. Whereas if you're switching up both. So that's the only comment I wasn't really sure I agreed with.
I like it the way it is.
Yeah.
Because you're also giving like an example of what they should be doing, because there's 8,000 different things they could be doing wrong, but
Right.
this is what you're looking for.
And I agree with the what you said about how like the reason is, which I thought of it too, is like it does keep you more aware. Like if you're providing feedback and there is one that's like affirmative and one like is dissenting, then like you do have to kind of pay it a little bit more attention. But I think that like the positive framework is better, especially for that kind of like supervisee, like that like relationship that you might have as well.
Yeah, I think it might. And again, it can go either way.
Right.
I feel like if you have a poor relationship, using more negative tone will have that, like, again, it's a poor relationship, which you know isn't good in the first place, but you're more likely as a like supervisee to be like, yeah, no, they're awful.
Yeah.
Which might not be like, might be a little biased.
Totally.
My dog's having zoomies. I don't know if you can hear that. I apologize.
The train keeps going by me, so that's my version of my dog. So
yeah, and this is basically what we were just discussing.
Yeah.
There's that word. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, your table was great.
That's so good.
Thanks. I copied it off of the assignment. Oh, and not copied it, but like I used the basic structure template and then just came up with similar questions.
That's awesome.
Oh, I loved this suggestion. I thought that was a great suggestion. Because I think it's important to take that into account as well. Like if you're not coming into work and finding it at least somewhat enjoyable, I'm not saying it has to be your favorite thing in the world, but if you're not finding like some positive aspect to it, then I think that's a problem in our field.
Yeah. And some people aren't willing to like tell you like, I don't want to be here today. And
yeah,
this is a nice, easy way because A, it's anonymous. And B, like you don't have to verbally put in writing, I'm not happy, because then it like comes into reality. You just
right
for it.
Yeah. Yeah, like all of it, like even the ethical issues, which I did want to actually go back and add. I think I forgot to add those in my revisions. Okay. Yeah, this is the same thing as before. I think that's a great suggestion. Oh, yeah. Yeah, these are just like minor edits.
Yeah, there's no like actual.
No, I feel like it's like grammar.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, this is another one about like enjoyment.
Oh, okay. Okay, here's where we'll probably get into a bit more. Oh wait, is that still?
Yeah, I think that's still some more about adding it to the.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Nope.
Yes, love it. Yes.
Yes. Woo. Good application.
I believe Addison wrote that part, and I will let him know. He'll love to hear that. All right.
Addison was in a previous group that I was in.
Was he?
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, he does some good work. All right. Where is this? Over here. Procedural accuracy. Oh, so is this just like kind of adding in more in-depth description?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that page was good.
All right. Oh yeah,
I
I
like
think,
the way that is though.
sorry.
I kind of like how it is, but just
Yeah.
being aware of like the page limit and stuff.
I also have that comment at the end because that was something we had as a group, and like I wasn't sure if it had tossed in there, so I just tossed it in as a comment at the end too.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
remember how long the assignment is supposed to be.
I think 3
but
to 5 pages.
yes, okay.
I can't like the actual, I think all the checklists, including the surveys, I think are going to need to have to be in the appendix in order to
Yeah.
meet that requirement.
Which yeah, I do like where you put them, like for sure. But for the page requirement, yeah, you're gonna have to put them in the back. But I do like the way you place them in there because I think it's like super contextually appropriate and it does make a lot of sense. But
Yeah, personally, I always like when we're doing like looking at like articles and research, I hate when they're like refer to figure 4 and I'm like, where's figure 4?
right.
So, okay. Yeah. Mhm. Okay, so this is just another like clarification.
Mhm.
Okay, here we go. What is,
I gave it to Kimberly.
okay.
It's what we do at my job is we do ascent training
Oh,
and we do like an ascent rating scale, 1 to 5. And there's a bunch of articles about it, about like, is the client actually assenting and consenting to treatment? Because ABA gets a bad rap about being like sleigh drivers and the worst therapy ever, and we just make
yeah.
kids robots.
Oh my
And it
gosh,
kind
going
of,
into the field, it's so like exhausting hearing that because you go into the field not knowing really, and at least for me, and I was so
Mhm.
excited about it, and then I hear all these things and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
no.
So it kind of just is like a check and balances on our end as technicians between like when to keep with a demand or when to like, okay, I'm still gonna make you comply, but I'm gonna make you, if you flipped 8 tables and destroyed the whole classroom, instead of picking everything up by yourself, I'm going to have you pick up one thing by yourself. And then the rest of the time, we're going to be doing it together. And we only have to do like 50% of it. So I'm still gaining compliance. And it's just a rating scale between 1 through 5, like how actually like happy, relaxed, engaged the client is like with their actual therapy session. Like, yeah, not every client is going to be like super stoked to match 18 letters, but they're not like miserably crying that they need to go home because we're beating them.
Right.
Essentially.
No, I think that's an excellent idea. And honestly, I might send that to my supervisor because we talk about consent a lot, but now that I think about it, I don't think my company has talked too much about assent. They've
Yeah.
definitely touched on it, but not as much as I think we should.
Allie, I actually just got sent, my BCBA's just sent me, they just received assent training and like a PowerPoint and stuff.
Yay.
So I'd love to swap resources
Yeah.
and try to see what we can use. So maybe we could share it as like one big group too.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get as much as we can because I think that's so important.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you
and
could
a lot
like
of it,
that our way too, that would be great.
yeah, a
Mhm.
lot of it is
Absolutely.
like client specific, and then we have like an overall assent scale because we have like obviously every thing is different for every client, but it's all like direction based, not
Mhm.
necessarily like clinic rules don't apply. So like if the client is not assenting to treatment because we told them they can't hang out in the gross motor room for 2 hours, well, that's a clinic rule. It's not, they're not withholding their ability to want to assent to treatment because I made them cry. Like they're still going to go back to their table and do their work. They're just mad that I made them leave the gross motor room. Or I told him he couldn't watch a video until he took a bite, so he punched me. That his assent doesn't go down because it's not necessarily like treatment based. If that
Right.
makes sense. So we have like specific examples and non-examples per client, but then we have like an overall what does assent mean type of thing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that
That's a
sounds
really cool idea.
Yeah, fantastic. So yeah, if you guys could, I know Allie, you said you sent it to Kimberly, but
Yeah.
Lauren, if you could also send yours, that would be fantastic.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Okay.
All right, the next one is me, but I'm also not sure that 100% makes sense. I think I just wanted to add something about how like I think the focus is like on how like there's been like I don't know exactly how like I don't know if this is the way I phrased it is the best way to phrase it either. I just think maybe it could be slightly reworded to kind of show that like the ASD community is not only growing and the ABA community is not only evolving, like they're both growing and evolving together, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, I think that's
Okay.
excellent. I think that yeah, no, because ASD, I think is becoming more well known. I don't know if I'm not good with words right now, but it's like, you know, those people who are complaining about like, oh, suddenly everyone's autistic, everyone has autism. I don't think that's necessarily like, I think they're implying that it's like self-diagnosing and like being dramatic when really it's just where we know more. And
Yeah.
therefore that's why it's becoming more heard of.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So no, I get what you're saying. Let's see. Whoa, where is that? There it is. Oh, I see. I do think like forced is like a bit of a harsh word, which is maybe why they went in there. But I also think it also really kind of,
It does make sense to say forced though.
yeah,
Like,
it also
Yeah, in the
really
context
helps
of
you
consent
figure.
and consent.
Mhm.
yeah.
Let's see. Sorry, I find that pretty clear. I might have to reach out to, we might have to reach out to, how do you say her name? His name?
I say Mecca.
Okay. Well, I might reach out to them. Just for confirmation.
Okay.
Positive.
Woohoo.
Love to see it. All right. Oh no, these are good questions. I would assume we would retrain these ideas. Again, my company doesn't do it that often, which concerning. But I would assume they would be done at least on a quarterly basis, because they're really, really important topics.
Yeah, I would
So,
say I think a lot of the like if I've seen it, it's probably or like at least every 6 months, like just to provide
yeah,
some like, there's also like neurodiversity train. There's also other trainings that go into it.
yeah,
I know that like my clinic does like monthly BCBA meetings, so they try to touch on like a variety of different topics. So
Yeah.
something along that is probably good. I feel like, and also just being realistic with it, like these are important.
yeah.
But also like how often are you realistically meeting as a
Yeah.
like supervisor group?
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm in the DC area and the turnover rate for RBTs is incredibly high. So there's new people coming in all the time. So yeah, I think doing it on a regular basis should be.
I'd say like minimally quarterly or something.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
I just didn't know if there was supposed to be an example.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I was like, am I dumb? I don't know.
No, I get you. All right. Yes. Yes. My company does, I think we have monthly staff meetings and I think we discuss ethics monthly. So yeah,
Important.
I would also say that's important. Let me know if I'm moving through this too fast.
No, this is perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this is kind of like how often again, like above of like you would.
Oh, this is, ooh, they really went far. That's great. Tell them thank you. Yep, I see.
That was just my thing, just so like, you know.
Yeah, now that I'm like seeing it, that is a lot. What is, oh, yeah, these.
Mhm.
Oh, let's make sure we can write the.
Oh yeah, we
so-
can check those off now.
Oh, you want to check those off, yeah.
So, yep. Okay, whatever. We're subgroup 1 or,
It flip-flops back and forth, but like the blues are us, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So you can put Y's in for that now that you've met with us.
Yep.
okay. Yeah,
And then I think one of the red ones, unless you guys talked with her.
sorry, I don't have the upgraded version.
I don't either.
Did this go ask instructor questions to make sure there was nothing missing? Actually, I think we just reached out. We haven't heard back yet, so I'm gonna say yes. Agreed.
I just didn't know if that was a typo or anything.
Yeah, no, I think we just left it because we hadn't heard back yet,
Okay.
but I'm just gonna check it off because we have reached out. Yep. Yes.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know. Did we address ableism?
I think that's the one where you just copy and paste from
Yeah.
other ones.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave that blank just until we do that.
Okay.
That's nice.
And then-
That's a good idea.
You can put like a little comment.
And then yes. Okay, perfect.
Sweet.
All right, anything else, guys?
I don't think so.
All right, well then, thank you guys. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. You guys really did awesome.
It was really good.